But it's a lot going on in the news, man. I seen this clip of NBA YoungBoy saying he's not big on fatherhood, and he got a lot of backlash for that because they like, hold on, bro, what you mean? You got 11 kids. How the fuck you ain't big on fatherhood? Nigga, you the definition of fatherhood. You got a fucking basketball team. Like, what you mean? You got starting 5 and bench players. Like, how you ain't big on fatherhood? So I definitely want to touch on that because fathers, specifically black fathers, we don't get a lot of love as is. So for him to come out and say he ain't big on fatherhood that gave a lot of people who shit on us as fathers like ammo, like, oh, that's exactly what we talking about. But how you feel about it?
I think, like you said, fathers, especially black fathers, get shit on, you know, for the lack of fatherhood. So I think for him to say that, I mean, he was telling his truth. You feel me? At the end of the day, like that's his truth and that's how he feels about it. I think that people maybe have a hard time hearing it, but he taking care of his kids. But I think he was more so like, I'm just not big on the shit. Like, I'm not the type of person who is like, man, I'm so proud to be a father. Because, you know, you have different types of people. Like, maybe his point of view is this is just something that I like. It's my obligation. I don't necessarily love to do it, but I'm going to do it. And more so than being like, man, I embrace this role. I love to do it. And, you know, I'm trying to teach the next generation how to be better. It more so seems like he's just like, I got 11 kids. I'm not going to take them nowhere else or put them nowhere else. So let me just do my thing with them. But I don't know. I can't really speak too much on how that's affecting the children or if it's affecting the children negatively or not, because I don't know. I'm not in his situation. But I think he was just speaking his truth. And I'm sure there's other fathers out there that feel like that, unfortunately, you know?
No, I feel like me being a father myself, I don't have 11 kids, but
yeah.
I don't know if what he said got taken out of context or if he really meant it that way. Cause I didn't really look too deep into that interview, but me being a father, that propelled everything in my life. That was the turnaround when I had my kids. Like I was living life with a death wish damn near until I had my kids. And that was like the wake up call I got. But I always look at people who have that amount of kids, like it's impossible to be a parent to 11 kids.
It's hard, yeah.
As a man, you bringing the bacon home. So the time with your kids is like valuable. You might be gone all day ripping and running, but the few hours that you have, you got to make that pivotal. That's when you got to drop the game on them. That's when you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you around too much, you kind of, the respect as a father gets lost in the sauce, if that makes sense. Like you're not meant to be there all day, every day. Like you should be teaching your kids valuable things when you're there so they can value your time. Like I hear a lot of people say father and men, they're not valued until they're gone. Like once they're gone, like when your father passed away, it's like, damn, he made all these sacrifices. But while you're alive making the sacrifice, it goes unnoticed. But I don't think you can spend valuable time with 11 kids. So when he say he's not big on fatherhood, it kind of makes sense. You get like almost numb to the feeling like, all right, kid number 3, kid number 4, kid number 5, 11. It's just not possible to me.
And on top of that, it's like he's obviously an artist, a famous artist. He's touring in the studio, recording, doing interviews. So it's like he probably doesn't even have maybe a fraction of the time that other parents that just do, you know, normal jobs, maybe they don't have. But I like what you said, because proximity is the killer of respect. So it's like the more you're around, the more people start to take you for granted.
That's
to a certain degree. You get what I'm saying? Where it's like, I think people do value their time with their father more so when they're able to give it, because he's only there maybe on that weekend or those 4 days or whatever the case is. But you got to be active. You know, I'm not a father, but knowing and having uncles and my pop around and stuff like that, like being active and just hanging out, kicking it is a lot more than shit, any other thing you could really do for him. So.
No, like I'm the active dad. I'm the dad that every weekend we was going to do something. I'm the dad that I had full-blown adults like, damn, I wish you was my dad growing up. I wish my dad was like you. Like, you the cool dad. Y'all always doing some shit. But like you said, how proximity is the killer of respect. You don't want to be the dads that's just on the couch getting drunk, on the couch smoking, on the couch watching the game. Like, your kids need to see you, and when they see you, it's like, oh my God, dad's home, the superhero's home. So,
and
but being
you
a
own
rapper,
business.
no, for sure. But being a rapper and a celebrity, he in a whole different lifestyle, and growing up the way he grew up, it's kind of hard to see somebody that young because I don't even think he's 25. How old is bro?
I think he might be just 25 right now. I
Yeah,
think
like
so.
you're not thinking about being a father at 25, especially you rich and you famous. So
It's tough to balance.
it's tough to balance. It's tough to
It's
balance.
definitely tough to balance.
Shout out all the fathers though, man. We catch a lot of bad rep for the bums in the past because the past generations, they did let us down. They
for
wasn't
sure.
on their job. They was out here on some bullshit. If you
sure.
just look at the statistics, but I just read an article.
Oh, it dropped. It's
It
good.
said our generation, we 3 to 5 times more involved than any generation of fathers as far as the black community goes. So shout out all the dads out there, man.
Yeah, shout out to the pops. We definitely, I think this generation is going to change. By the time the next generation is full blown grown, I think we will have gotten rid of some traumas just from fathers being around more. So
No, that's a fact.